Lasermate, eject, operation, channel intro.
Hello, fellow YouTubers. LEGO EWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old. And today I'm taking a look at Transformers Studio Series 88 Deluxe Class Sideways. Yeah, it's taken me a little while to get this guy, and even longer for this review, depending on when I upload this. But yeah, I've been seeing this guy on Target shelves for actually a little while now. I've just been debating if I really wanted him. Because I like getting figures of characters who didn't have a whole lot of screen time. I'm kind of weird that way. But I was a little hesitant because in the reveals, I thought this figure didn't really look that great. But the reviews for him have been positive. Target was having a sale on Transformers, so why not? I do kind of regret getting one with a ripped up box. So I had time. There were other ones there, just for some reason. I just didn't feel like getting them. But it doesn't matter. I don't keep the box. So yeah, there he is in the packaging. Got the no window, so you can move his head around. There's the artwork right there. There's the side of the box with some artwork there. Having a robot mode, excuse me, and vehicle mode. Transforms in 20 steps. It says Sideways attempts a speedy escape through the Shanghai streets before being sliced in half by a sideswipe. And yeah, that perfectly summarizes his appearance, other than apparently they reused the model for Dark of the Moon. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. I'm curious about this figure. Should be interesting. And there he is, and I like how he looks. So, let's get into it. Alright, so here we have Sideways, about a month later, out of the box and in his vehicle mode. And yes, this is after that film you just saw was before I got rid of my table. So here he is in his car mode, which is not an officially licensed Audi, but it still looks pretty good, I gotta say. It didn't really look that great to me in the promotional images. It just looked kind of panel heavy, but in hand it actually looks pretty darn nice. Really just biggest problem is some color mismatching here and here, but that's about it. Otherwise, I think it looks really good. He actually has painted tail lights. Just overall, there aren't really a whole lot of details that I feel are missing here. I just think it looks good in general. I like all the nice silver on it. Rolls pretty well, despite these front wheels being peg on, and then these are pinned on. Now, weapon storage, definitely nothing to write home about. Just stick this on the back, and yeah. All right, so for comparisons, here he is with his killer. There's side swipe. Just gotta make sure I don't mix up their names accidentally. And this isn't his form he had in Revenge of the Fallen, but whatever. It gets the job done. They look pretty cool. And here he is with Dino, who we never saw side by side, but back when Dark of the Moon first came out, Dino was a remold of a Sideways figure. And also, well, as far as I can tell, there aren't any parts carried over from Dino. There's still similarities in the way the transformation works. Like the way the legs fold up in here and the way the back transforms. There's similarities in the transformations, but still completely new mold as far as I can tell. So I think that pretty much covers the car mode. Again, it's not the right car mode, not officially licensed, but still pretty nice. So now we can get onto the transformation. All right, so to begin, first off, just going to come right here, just pull the section out that's going to become his arm later. And there's here. Just got to kind of hinge that section. Just do the same thing on this side, just get the hand free, just untab everything. And then just angle that. Then untab the doors here. You can fold them up. You can fold that back section up. You can come right here, undo the legs, fold them down, straighten the feet. We're gonna have to go up more. And just go ahead and kind of angle these right here for his chest. You can fold these down, fold that section all the way back. Then you just come right here, and you fold this down, and there's a tab right here that's just going to go into his chest right there. So just push it up in there. You come right here. This part's a little nerve-wracking. You have to just convince this part right here to fold up. You fold up the bumper section there to form his back. Now I'm not able to get the, oh, never mind. There we go. Okay, then just go ahead and do the hands here. Just hinge that back, then fold this down. Straighten out the fingers. Just go ahead and come right here. Fold these out. And when you're done, there you have Sideways in his robot mode. If I can get him to stand. There we go. And this is a pretty great looking robot mode, if I'm being honest. Yes, he does kind of have that thing that I've been seeing a lot where it's a mix of matte and shiny coloration, which kind of bothers me. It's not as bad here, though, as on the Galvatron, the Studio Series Galvatron they made recently. That head, though, it's really ugly looking, but that's definitely akin to Decepticon designs from the Bayverse. I think it looks pretty cool. Okay, that sounded a bit like a contradiction, but you know what I mean, hopefully. Now, the legs are the biggest offender of the mix, in my opinion, because, see, that's not as shiny. Then you have this shiny section here and here. And then the feet aren't shiny at all. It's a minor gripe. It's not that big a deal. Just something to point out. Cleans up fairly well, though. And I really like how his gun works. I like it when they do these little transformations you have to do to equip the weapon. So basically, you just fold the hands out completely and then just slide this in right here. And there's a tab right here that goes in that slot. And then the thumb connects to a tab on the gun. That's a pretty nice looking gun. Triple barrel. I like how it looks. It's cool. So for some comparisons, here he is again with Dino. So they look very different aside from the door wings kind of stick up similarly, but yeah, it looks pretty cool. It's a shame they never met. Would have looked cool to see them fight. And then we have Sideswipe. We never saw them fight in robot mode, but the Sideswipe finished off Sideways pretty quickly. So now for the articulation. Head is on a ball joint, get some upward movement, a little bit of downward, right, left, tilt. Shoulders can do a full 360. And then I guess you get some up and down with the shoulders. Then you also have that hinge right there that I really don't feel like messing with because it's pretty tight. You get a little bit of this, but whatever butterfly, I guess, sorta, is what you'd call that. Elbows are on ball joints. Pull off maybe a smidge over a 90. I guess you can count this as hand articulation. It is, basically. I don't know if I'm going to be using it for that much, but have a waist swivel. Legs can kick forward that far. and back that far. They can go out to the side. You get a knee rotation. Pretty good knee bend. And the feet are ball jointed, so you get some good movement out of those. So not really a whole lot lacking in the articulation department. I'm not a big fan of them using ball joints. It's kind of weird given that they mostly use swivel joints now, but for what it's worth, I still think it works pretty well. Just the feet are really loose. So you can get him standing, but sometimes it might be a little bit tricky. Kind of discourages me from wanting to pose him a whole lot. So I think that pretty much covers this figure. So I'm going to stick him on the display now. All right, so there's Sideways with my Bayverse display. Looks pretty cool. Definitely building my Decepticon rank some more. So overall, do I recommend this figure? Yes, depending. If you're a Bayverse collector and you want to get all the characters, or you're like me and kind of like getting those characters who didn't get a whole lot of screen time, yeah, I think you'll really enjoy this figure. Alt mode is really cool. Again, a lot better than it looked to me in the original promotional images or just reveal images. Transformation is pretty fun. And robot mode looks good, has good posability. Again, the ball joints weird me out a little bit, but I mean, it's like mostly all ball joints. But still, it doesn't really affect the posability too much. He seems fairly stable right now, so that's good. But people who just occasionally buy Bayverse characters, or they just want to get the most important ones, yeah, I don't think this is really going to do much for them. But for someone like me, I enjoyed this figure. And if you are just wanting a good figure, not really caring about if you like Bayverse or not, yeah, I think you'll enjoy him. But that's just what I think of the figure. As always, please be sure to let me know what you think of it in the comments. And if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.